Hello, this is Renee, and welcome to my channel, A Lot to Tell, or TikTok. My videos are for both channels. I've been speaking to a few people relating to before you pull the plug. I am not on this social media to try to make people feel guilty, hurt, angry, bitter. That is not what I'm trying to do. I was mentioning that because of what happened to my sister. And God allows me to educate people, to let them know before you do certain things, you ask questions, you make sure that you talk to the right people. They are qualified to speak to you, answer your questions. Anytime they hesitate, something is not right. There are too many times I wrote out questions and asked the doctors and nurses about my sister, and they looked at me like they didn't know what they were going to say. I mean, how could you not know what to say when you went years and years and years to college, to universities, to get your master's, your bachelor's, degrees, PhDs, and all of that? I didn't get those. So I ask you those questions so that I can better understand what it is that you want to do or you are trying to do to a person that I love that's in the hospital. Now, maybe some of you have made those decisions years ago, maybe even recently, but you can't blame yourself for something that the doctor told you to do when you had no idea or was aware of anything. It's the doctor's job, the ones that's diagnosing. It's their job to tell you what chances are. Is there a better way for this, a better way for that? I mean, they put my sister in rooms by herself when she couldn't move her arms, she couldn't move her hands, she couldn't talk. She just laying there in a vegetative state. Why would you put her in a room by herself with the curtain closed and the door closed? Well, can't nobody see her. She can't touch the alert button. That stuff hurts me, because you do not put a person in that kind of state in a room by themselves. Why? And then you say she's not qualified to be in ICU anymore because she wasn't in critical level. But I'm looking at people in the ICU unit, in the intensive care unit. They're moving their hands, moving their arms, eating, talking to family members, feeding themselves. But you're going to tell me my sister didn't qualify, so you put her on the floor in a room by herself where she cannot be watched. She cannot press a button for help. That's why I'm leery of doctors now and the dentist, like the dentist that hurt me and he had no permit. We got a lot of people that's working undercover and in disguise that ain't even qualified to do whatever it is they're supposed to do. And then they want to get mad when you question not only their authority, but do you have a license? Do you have a permit? Can you give me your first and last name? They even got to the point where the nurses and the staff would only give their first name. They wouldn't tell you what their last name was. Or either they'll turn it over. What kind of mess is that? I mean, I'm old as I am. I've been to hospitals where I knew the doctors, the nurses, the staff. You could see their whole name and their picture on their ID. But now, namely Memorial Hermann Hospital, Southeast at Astoria, is telling me they have a policy where they don't have to give you their last name. Just draws my suspicion all the way. But I didn't know this at first. So I don't want no one feeling sad listening to what I'm saying. There is no blame except on the people that were taking care of our family members while they were in the hospital. It's not your fault what they did. And God is watching. I'm a firm believer of God and his son Jesus. Not going to denounce that or nothing else. I've been believing him all this time. I'm not about to stop now. Not at my age. I don't think so. But God gives us discernment. And because he says in his word, his people perish from lack of knowledge. Well, whatever he's putting in my head, I'm trying to educate people so they won't be making the same mistakes that I've done. or others that may have too. I didn't ask to be in the positions or the stuff that I learned or the things that I posted already. It's almost like on, I think YouTube is like 56 videos, but on TikTok it might be like maybe 18 or 21. I haven't counted. But I'm trying to instruct those that are listening to me. This is exactly what I went through. This is not fake news. There are things that people see out in the open happening in this world, especially against a particular race. I am not racist. I'm not prejudiced. There are a lot of good people that are not of my race that have stood by us, helped us, and some people of my race have taken advantage of them just because they were helping us. That's wrong. They go around and I'm not trying to get off the topic. I'm just saying that it's like for the longest, and all this time, people of my race are still either being killed legally, mistreated legally. Nobody wants to think that mess is happening in hospitals and nursing homes too. Any way they can kill us off. So yes, I was leery and angry and upset relating to my sister. Yes, I was upset because when I questioned this doctor, he pushed me to the side, ignored my power of attorney, and decided I'm going to let the decisions be made by her children. And just cut me off completely. That hurt. Now, I know God is the biggest protector in the world, but it hurt me because I've always been by my sister's side. Me and her argue. Sisters usually do. But I am so protective of my children, my grandchildren, my mom when she was still here. I would have probably not come this far talking about what's happening to us. But I did mention my mom died from a double dose of insulin in less than 12 hours because they gave her 2 doses, knowing her heart rate, and she died. But see, my mom told me what happened to her before she died. And state representatives, legislatures, government offices, all of them ignored me when I was talking about what happened to my mom. Nobody stepped in. They don't care because it's not their family member. We're not animals. We love our families just as much as everybody else. We want to see the best things in the world happen to our families like everybody else. Whether we poor, rich, middle class, it doesn't matter. A lot of us still care about our families and want the best for them, including involving their health. She couldn't speak up for herself. The Bible says speak up for the rights of the poor and needy. And do not exploit the poor. But that's all we seem to do. We exploit them so we can put money in our own pockets and use them to bring the money in, but don't help them. So don't feel guilty. Don't beat yourself up. Because, see, I actually looked at it and said, if I would have listened to this doctor, I probably would have did that to my sister without even knowing. But God allowed me to see something that happened way before her. And then another doctor said she was heavily sedated. Not the main doctor that told me to put her in hospice. It was another doctor that told me that. He said maybe that's why she's not responding. That never came to my mind. Love yourself. Don't let this guilt follow you for the rest of your life. It's hard. I feel guilty right now because I feel like I let my sister down. But God is the one that has the final say-so. But then you got evil that'll jump in and think they're God and try to take the matters into their own hands. Not for the greater good. Well, at least not in my sister's case. It was not for her best good. Because what they should have did was, oh yeah, you really care about your sister. You're right. Maybe we should try this. You get angry with me because I said wean her away from sedation so she can wake up. You actually got mad with me on that? Does that make any sense? No, it does not. You didn't look at it at the heart and the concern and the care. You looked at it like she disrespected me because I'm the doctor and I'm upset. Nobody should question me on my decisions. That decision, you stupid whatever, cost my sister her life.